Hi, so today's question is from Theresa Gabriel from Portugal. Her question is if I structure my ideas before I start working on a new piece, or is it a free-flowing process of experimenting with the software as I develop the tracks? Teresa, I think that pretty much every time I go into a record, I try to erase everything, every technique, every idea, every formulation that I have, and the idea is to go in with a blank slate and not have really an idea. The music kind of writes itself, and absolutely the software does influence it a lot. There's always new plugins that I'm using within Reactor that can shape how I approach a song. I've just downloaded a whole bunch of new things and actually did some sound development for one by Twisted Tools, and those tools definitely define the outcome of music. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you look back at the history of electronic music, it's all influenced by the gear that was available at the time, and you can clearly hear it within the music as time passes. And then the other thing you asked me was if I already have the sounds ready to compose with them, or do I change them and manipulate them as I produce the tracks. I try to always actually start completely from scratch. So every new drum kit that I build or bring up in a song is hand built at the moment, at the time. Um, and each song I start differently. Sometimes I'm just doodling on a keyboard patch that I've pull up, or a cello piece or something like Open Me Slowly. I started the bass line first. That was the first thing I wrote. So I played a click track, played the bass line on the cello, and then built the whole song around that. Whereas, many other songs were built by the drums first, and then I would write the strings at the very, very end. So there's a lot of approaches, but I really do love the idea of not having any particular idea and letting the music write itself. There's something magical about just being able to sit back and not be too controlling of the outcome. The real trick is just knowing when you're done. And that's something I'm getting better at and better at every day. But anyways, Teresa, I thank you for your question and hope that gives you your answer.